Welcome to the Life and Business Podcast, where it's all about creating the results you want in life and business through intentional thinking. And now, here's CEO, speaker, author, and award-winning life and business strategist, Cledra Gross.
How do you plan when there's so much uncertainty? You don't know if the gym is going to be open, and if so, is it safe? You don't know if you can go back to your church, and if so, will you get into the service because only a certain number of people will go? When will you return to work, or maybe you already have? How do you get excited when you just don't know what's coming up? I wanted to talk about this because so many of my clients are talking about, Cledra, you know what? I was supposed to be in Dubai, or I was supposed to be celebrating my 50th birthday in France. And this is what I wanted to offer you. We can't supposed to be. What simply happens is we made a plan and the plan isn't happening. But in this moment, you weren't supposed to be anywhere other than where you are. And this isn't just semantics. This matters because as long as we continue to tell ourselves that we're supposed to be doing something that we're not, then we're going to be wrestling against reality. So you weren't supposed to be anywhere other than where you are right now. You may have planned to be, but this whole idea of a supposed to be life can emotionally be little like torture for us. And so I want to talk about creating certainty from the inside. We have been conditioned to think that, if we can get away to that great vacation, or when we end the work week and we can like happy Friday and oh my gosh, it's Monday. We have all of these built-in programs of how we should or how we're supposed to feel or think about it. And what I want to bring you back to is that the certainty of who you get to be in all of it. And what I mean by that is you are a physical, spiritual, and emotional being. And so during this time, this is a great time to take an inventory of your physical well-being. How well are you taking care of yourself? How great do you feel in your body? I'll tell you a short story. When I was working in Chicago many years ago, I was in my 20s, and I can remember calling my dad, and I was telling him how I couldn't wait to get away. My girlfriends and I had planned a trip to Cancun, and I was like, Dad, I can't wait to get away. And he said, you know what? I want you to enjoy going to Cancun, but think about why you have built a life that you're so excited to get away from. Because I was always telling him, I can't wait to get away. And I'm so glad that he woke me up to this idea of what about your life as opposed to the getaway? And I want to bring that to you. So many people want to either get back to what we were in or get away from what we're currently in. And what I want to bring you to is creating a wonderful life. You can't grow a wonderful life without growing you. And in order to grow you, you have to grow physically, spiritually, and emotionally. And so getting back to your physical inventory, how are you feeling in your body? Do you feel amazing? If not, how do you want to feel? Have you added pounds during this quarantine? Are you ready to get those off? Get clear about who you want to be right now. Spiritually, how are you with the spiritual disciplines, especially of silence and solitude? Silence and solitude allow us to hear the whisper instead of the loud noise of this world. Emotionally, how are you caring for yourself? Are you monitoring how much you listen to? I'm not an advocate. I say this all the time of getting off social media or not watching the news. I'm an advocate of getting strong enough in your thinking that you can watch it and still decide what you want to think as a result of what you have seen. Because anything that we witness outside of ourselves is a circumstance. And I say this each week, there are only 5 things that can happen: a circumstance, a thought, a feeling, an action, and a result. And I'm all about directing you to the fruit or the results of your life. So think about this week, physically, what's the fruit right now? And do you want to continue to create more fruit for your weight, your health indicators like your blood pressure, your cholesterol? Spiritually, what's the fruit of your life? Are you developing more patience and kindness and loving? tendencies? And first of all, for yourself, are you having spiritual disciplines like silence and solitude? And then emotionally, do you have an intentional way of thinking so that you can generate the emotions that you want each day? Emotions that just don't happen to us. Thoughts just happen if we're unintentional. But you have the ability to be intentional about what you want to think. And when you're intentional about what you think, then you are intentional about the feelings that those thoughts generate. So that's what I have for you this week. Listen, if you are ready to take this work deeper, we are doing a recalibration of this physically, emotionally, and spiritually in the Life and Business Academy. Your life, whatever it is, will never outgrow you. And so I want to invite you to spend this time growing you, creating your certainty of who you want to be physically, who you want to be spiritually, and how you want to, the emotions you want to generate each day by being an intentional thinker. All right, that's what I have for you this week. Remember, take great care of yourself. There are only 5 things that can happen: a circumstance, a thought, a feeling, an action, and result. And make sure you are being very intentional about your thoughts, because everything you think is creating every single result you currently have in your life. All right. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.